Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You know those futuristic flying taxis you've probably heard about? Well, today we're diving into the world of eVTOLs.
eVTOL.
Specifically,
Yeah.
the battle for the skies between two major players, Archer and Joby.
It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, it is. So are you ready to explore the future of transportation?
Always.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Well, Archer Aviation, or ACHR, as you'll see it on the stock ticker,
Yep.
saw their stock price jump almost 139%
Wow.
in just the month leading up to December 6th.
That's incredible.
I know, right? So what do you think? Is this just hype or are investors onto something big here?
I think it's signaling that investors are really excited about this eVTOL space,
Okay.
and they're putting their money where their mouth is.
Yeah.
But I think that this incredible surge isn't just hype. Investors seem to be really buying into Archer's recent moves,
Okay.
especially that partnership with Stellantis.
Yeah, huge.
That's a major vote of confidence.
Right.
To have a giant like Stellantis, the European automotive powerhouse, invest $370 million in their manufacturing.
Yeah, that's massive.
It is.
And then on top of that, we can't forget that deal with Sorra, which is a Japanese joint venture,
Okay.
who is buying 100 of Archer's Midnight aircraft.
Wow.
That's a $500 million deal.
That's a lot of dough.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But then there's a plot twist. Stellantis' CEO suddenly resigned
Oh, interesting.
December 1st.
Okay.
So that had to rattle some investors, right?
Absolutely. Any major leadership change, especially with a company as deeply invested as Stellantis, is going to cause some uncertainty.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
Archer's stock actually rebounded by December 6th.
Hmm.
What does that tell you?
Maybe that investors are betting on the technology itself and not just, one personality.
Right. Possibly. Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
I like that.
What about their main competitor, Joby Aviation? How are they measuring up in all of this?
Well, Joby, which trades under the symbol JOBY,
Okay.
has also seen some significant growth, almost 60% in the same period.
Okay.
But it's not quite at the level of Archer.
Yeah.
So-
So they're doing well, but not as well.
Right.
Is this a case of Archer simply having a head start, do you think?
It could be a combination of factors.
Okay.
Both companies have undoubtedly benefited from recent FAA regulations
Mhm.
that are paving the way for these eVTOL flights to become a reality.
Right.
But I am curious, do you think that Joby's lack of these high-profile partnerships, like the one that Archer has with Stellantis,
Right.
could hinder their ability to get those flying taxis in the air quickly? Could they be missing out on that crucial first-mover advantage?
That's a great point. And for those who might not be familiar with that term, can you kind of break down what first mover advantage really means in this context?
Yeah. So think of it this way, like being the first coffee shop on a busy street.
Okay.
You get to attract all those early customers
Yeah.
and build a loyal following before the competition even arrives.
Right, right.
So in the eVTOL market,
Okay.
being first means establishing your brand,
Right.
potentially locking in key customers
Right.
in those infrastructure deals
Oh, yeah.
before anyone else even has a chance.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So while Joby is making progress, it seems like they might be playing a bit of catch up to Archer at the moment.
Potentially, yeah.
But this is such a new industry.
It is.
Do you really think being first guarantees success?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
While it is a significant advantage, it doesn't guarantee anything.
Right.
The eVTOL space is still in its infancy.
It is.
There's plenty of room for multiple players to succeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to execution and innovation and ultimately delivering a product that the public embraces.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got these two companies kind of duking it out for eVTOL dominance.
But they're not the only players in the broader aerospace and defense industry that are seeing some growth, are they?
No, not at all.
Right.
There are companies like Elbit Systems, trading under ESLT,
Okay.
whose stock rose 8% in the same period.
Okay.
And they have a strong financial foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a growing demand for their products, particularly given recent global events.
That's a really interesting point.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, could the same forces driving growth for these established defense companies like Elbit also impact the eVTOL market?
Potentially.
Will we see maybe partnerships between those traditional aerospace players and these kind of agile startups? What do you think?
It's a good question to think about.
Yeah.
We also have Lower Holdings,
Okay.
trading under Lomera, whose stock similarly rose 8%.
Okay.
And they're benefiting from strong revenue and margins, but They are navigating some higher interest expenses related to recent acquisitions.
Okay, so they're balancing growth
Right.
while dealing with some financial complexities.
It seems like there are many paths to success in this industry,
There are?
but even with these other companies making strides,
Mhm.
it's clear that the eVTOL space is capturing the most attention right now, wouldn't you say?
I would say so, yes.
It's exciting.
It is.
And within that sector, Archer's performance is especially remarkable.
Curious.
They've really caught the eye of investors,
Right.
which suggests that, many believe that this is where the future of transportation lies.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's pretty amazing to think about what cities might look like if these flying taxis actually become a reality.
Yeah.
I can't help but think about that old sci-fi movie, The Fifth Element,
Oh, yeah.
with those flying cars zipping between skyscrapers.
Right.
Maybe that future isn't so far off.
It's closer than you think.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're potentially looking at a future where traffic congestion is a distant memory,
Oh, man.
where commutes are measured in minutes, not hours.
Goodbye, rush hour. I'm already sold. But seriously, what about the environmental impact of all these flying vehicles?
That is a crucial consideration.
Right.
One of the most significant potential benefits of eVTOLs is their environmental friendliness.
Okay.
Running on clean energy,
Yeah.
they could drastically reduce carbon emissions in our cities.
Oh, interesting.
Of course, there'll be challenges
Okay.
with scaling up production and ensuring a sustainable supply chain for these aircraft.
Okay, so it's not all smooth flying.
Right.
There are still a lot of hurdles to overcome.
Yeah.
What about safety regulations,
Mm.
airspace management, the
Yeah.
whole public perception of hopping into a flying taxi?
All valid concerns for sure.
Yeah,
It's not just about building a cool flying machine.
right.
It's about creating an entire ecosystem that supports this new mode of transportation.
Wow.
We're talking about rigorous testing certification processes and the development of sophisticated air traffic management systems specifically designed for eVTOLs.
Yeah.
Imagine a whole new set of air traffic controllers guiding these vehicles through urban airspace.
That just blows my mind thinking about all the changes that need to happen for this to actually work.
It's a lot.
It is.
It's going to take a massive coordinated effort between governments, regulators, industry players, and the public to make it a reality.
Yeah. Do you think people are ready for this kind of change?
It's hard to say.
Okay.
Public acceptance is going to be key.
Yeah.
People need to feel safe and confident in this new mode of transportation.
Right.
And that means companies like ACHR and Joby need to not only develop reliable technology,
Mm-hmm.
but also communicate effectively about those safety measures and the benefits of eVTOL travel.
Right.
Think about how driverless cars were initially met with skepticism.
Oh, yeah.
A similar concept.
Okay, so let's say this all works out. Flying taxis become safe, affordable, and just a regular part of city life.
Right.
What bigger changes do you see happening? Could this shift how our cities are designed?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, if we're no longer reliant on ground-based transportation, it could reshape our cities dramatically.
Wow.
People might be more inclined to live further outside city centers
Okay.
if they could easily commute via air.
Oh, interesting.
Think about the potential for new suburban or even rural communities
Yeah.
connected to urban hubs by eVTOL networks.
Wow, suburban sprawl with a whole new meaning.
Right.
It's fascinating to think about the ripple effects this technology could have.
Yeah.
It's not just about the vehicles themselves, but about reshaping how we live, work, and connect with each other.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's a reminder that technological advancements don't happen in a vacuum.
Right.
They have a domino effect impacting every aspect of our lives.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the exciting possibilities of eVTOLs,
Yeah.
but what about the potential downsides?
Sure.
Could this technology actually worsen existing inequalities?
Yeah, it's a good question.
I mean, if only wealthy people can afford to fly over traffic, wouldn't that just create a bigger gap between the haves and have-nots?
It's definitely a possibility.
Right.
Accessibility and affordability are critical considerations.
Yeah.
If eVTOLs become another luxury item, it could exacerbate those existing social and economic divisions.
Yeah.
So companies, policymakers, and urban planners need to address these concerns from the outset
Right.
and ensure that this technology benefits everyone,
Mm-hmm.
not just a privileged few.
It sounds like this potential transportation revolution comes with some serious ethical questions.
It does.
I mean, even if the technology is sound and the economics work out,
Right.
There's a whole social impact to consider.
Absolutely.
It's not just about getting from point A to point B faster.
Right.
It's about how this technology shapes our society.
Right.
What do you think, as our listener, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm curious what aspects of this technology are most intriguing to you.
Yeah.
Is it the potential for faster travel, the environmental benefits,
Yeah.
or perhaps the societal implications of a world where flying taxis are commonplace?
It's a lot to think about.
It is.
You might be excited about the prospect of soaring above gridlocked traffic, or maybe you're concerned about the potential for noise pollution and privacy issues.
Right.
Maybe you're picturing sleek, futuristic vehicles zipping across the sky. Or maybe you're worried about the cost and accessibility for everyone. Whatever your perspective they're going to. This is a conversation that deserves our attention.
For sure.
Feels like we're at a crossroads, doesn't it?
It does.
We've got this incredible technology with the potential to just revolutionize transportation.
Right.
But we also have to grapple with the societal and the ethical implications that come with it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not enough to just develop cool technology.
Right.
These companies need to think about the impact on communities and make sure these advancements, benefit everyone, not just a select few.
Exactly. It's about more than just building those flying taxis. It's about building a future that's sustainable and equitable and, improves quality of life for all. Speaking of building the future, let's get back to those two key players we've been discussing.
Okay.
ACHR and Joby.
Yeah.
Almost time to place our bets
Let's do it.
on who might win this eVTOL race.
Okay, let's put on our analyst hats for a second here.
Okay.
Based on everything we've discussed today,
Yeah.
it seems like ACHR might have a slight edge right now.
Okay.
Those partnerships, the investor backing, and their clear path to commercialization
Yeah.
suggest that they're really well positioned to grab that first mover advantage.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree they've made some pretty powerful moves
They have.
in recent months. But as we said earlier, being first doesn't guarantee long-term success.
It doesn't.
What would Joby have to do to either catch up or even surpass ACHR?
Well, they need to secure some strategic partnerships.
Okay.
They need to demonstrate a clear path to profitability.
Okay.
And maybe even introduce some innovative features or services that would really set them apart.
Yeah.
Remember, this is still a young industry, so
Right.
there's plenty of room for disruption.
Yeah, it's a bit of a David and Goliath situation, isn't it?
It is.
This underdog battling this giant.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
It really will. And the best part is, no matter who wins this race, the real winners are going to be us, the consumers.
Exactly.
Imagine a world where you can just bypass traffic
Yeah,
completely.
just zip across town.
Yeah, in minutes.
I know.
A whole new level of freedom.
I love it.
I know, me too. I'm already dreaming of my flying taxi commute, sipping my coffee as I soar above gridlock.
Yeah.
Although I'll admit, the thought of all those vehicles buzzing around kind of makes me wonder about the noise.
Yeah, noise pollution is definitely something that they'll need to address. And
Yeah.
there are other challenges, too,
Okay.
like ensuring safety and security of these aircraft, developing reliable air traffic management systems.
Right.
And we also have to think about those privacy concerns.
So while we're, really excited about the possibilities,
Yeah.
it's important to remember that there are still a lot of challenges to overcome
Absolutely.
before flying taxis, become just this everyday reality.
Right.
But hey, that's what makes this such a fascinating field to follow.
It is.
Right. It's so dynamic.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that these technological advancements,
Yeah.
they aren't always smooth or predictable.
Right.
There will be bumps along the way
Mm-hmm.
and maybe even some failures,
Yeah.
but that's all part of the journey.
And ultimately, it's those challenges and failures that lead to the most groundbreaking innovations.
Well, that's true.
So as our listener, we encourage you to keep your eye on this space. Pay attention to the news, read about this technology, form your own opinions about the future of transportation.
Yeah, and remember, with any emerging technology, there will always be hype.
Yeah.
Don't just believe everything you hear.
Right.
Do your own research.
Yeah.
Ask questions and be a thoughtful participant in shaping this exciting future.
Couldn't have said it better myself. We've covered a lot of ground today, from those soaring stock prices
We have.
of ACHR and Joby
Yeah,
to the implications for the future of transportation and urban planning.
a lot to think about.
It's been a thrilling deep dive into this world that's just rapidly changing
It really has.
right before our eyes.
It is.
And we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity
I hope so.
and given you some food for thought.
Definitely.
So until next time, keep your eyes on the skies, keep those questions coming, and never stop exploring. This is the Deep Dive signing off.
See